Okay, everybody, I'm so excited about this because one of the things I think about a lot is like, what do we do with ourselves after you know um, the injuries take place, after you're done with sports? If you're an athlete, what do you do after college, even? But when I had an opportunity to meet John, it really highlighted the so many things. One, just like Black fatherhood, but two, like, what do athletes do once they've sort of left the main stage? And so I just want to introduce someone who I think highlights what Black men and the courage that they have today. I want to highlight that because he shows me that, he's demonstrated that. And also just being so health conscious from a background that we're familiar with, where people aren't so healthy, like how do you get out of that? That's another thing. So I'd like to welcome John. And then, John, you just take it and let us know where you want to go with this because, like I said, we can talk all day.
Okay, you want to introduce myself?
Yeah, yeah. Tell me where you're from.
I'm from Miami, the Miami Fort Lauderdale area. I was brought up in a big family. My mom has 17 brothers and sisters. My dad has 15 brothers and sisters. So I was raised by a grandmother. That two grandmothers. Let me say that I was raised by both sides of my family. Two grandmothers that took pride in. They did a great job as raising me. There was some hiccups there, but I we straightened it out. You know,
Yeah.
I had a lot of growing up. I had a lot of anger issues about a lot of things, but everything came tenfold, and we worked all the kinks out. So that's basically what happened. How I got in sports, the urban side. My uncle is Michael Irvin. So on that side of my family, everybody plays sports. It's a sports family. Everybody plays sports. My dad's side is not typical of a sports family. They watch it, they love it, but not too many of them played, besides my dad and my uncle. But I grew to love. I just like competition. I grew. That was a place. Being a child that your mom and dad wasn't there, you had to find an outlet that was your comfort zone, was your peace, and football became my peace and my comfort zone. And I was able to channel some of that anger on the football field. You know what I mean? So with that said, I came to love the sport. I came to love the sport. I love the crowd. I love the grass when it first started. I love when we just going out and you coming to one come and go. And I tell everybody, if you have kids, even if they're not competitive at it, just put them in sports. It teaches discipline. It teaches commitment. It teaches how to come back from things and learn how to live. Like, okay, this day might be bad, but we have the next play is the next day. So you learn from that. You know what I mean? And that's what taught me, and it got me through a lot of tough times in my life. And we'll get into that later on in the series, but we'll get into that. So that's me.
So yeah, so you played in high school, and then where'd you go from there?
I played in high school. I went to the University of Missouri. I earned a full scholarship because back then, hey, we ain't paying for no college. College, you better figure it out. But it wasn't always easy. I struggled, like I said, I grew up and I struggled with school. Not that I wasn't smart. I didn't want to go because certain reasons. We didn't have anything. You know what I mean? Before my Uncle Michael made it, we didn't have nothing. It was days that we didn't eat. It was days that I didn't have no. I had that hand me downs. Um, my mom and dad wasn't there, so you know what I mean. I was dealing with that issue, and it was just something I didn't wanna. I didn't want to do. You know what I mean. I didn't see interest in it. And then once I fell in love with the game of football, the thing is you can't play if you don't go to school, you can't play. You know what I mean? So I was always that athlete growing up in Little League and stuff. And then Little League in Florida, you didn't need grades. So I struggled in school, you know what I mean? And I didn't go all the time, but my coaches would still let me play and still let me do my thing because they cared about more about winning. Even though I had a great coach that cared about my school, and he was like, John, we're not gonna let you play this week. But most of my coaches, hey, we need you out there. What you gonna do? You know what I mean? And I think a lot of kids coming up around the time I did went through that and struggled with that a lot. You know what I mean? Because instead of, like, I raise my kids now, like, if you're not getting your grades, you're not doing nothing. And I don't care what it is. I don't care how great you are. I don't care what you're doing. You will not be doing anything. You know what I mean? Because I know the magnitude of me. My dream college was Florida State. And when I didn't get to go there, it hurt. It hurt me. And it wasn't because of my athletic ability. It was because I didn't do the necessary things I needed to do from 9th to 12th. And then when it came around to take the ACT, I got a 16 instead of a 17. So I had to go to junior college 1 year in Mississippi, and then I had to go off to college to Missouri. So that was a struggle in itself.
And so you did end up though going overseas to play ball. Is that correct?
Yeah, I went to Canada for 3 years, Toronto Argonauts. Then I came back over here. I played for the Orlando Predators behind Jay Gruden, brother, John Gruden. And then because he was the starting quarterback. And then I went to Fort Myers, and I played Fort Myers Cats in Florida. I played behind him. So that was the end of it. And then after that, tragedy hit. Tragedy hit. My kid mom ended up passing away. I had just had a newborn. She was like 8 months old. 4 months before that, I lost her twin sister. And then 4 months after that, her mom passed. So either I'm gonna have to man up or do what my mom and dad do, not be in my kid life. You know what I mean? So it was the man up.
Yeah. And what was that like? What is that like? I mean,
it was hard because her parents was very rich, very well off. My uncle Michael was very well off. And, you know, at the time, they both came to me and they were like, let me have Kayla. And I was like, no, you know what I mean? It was no doubt in my mind what I wanted to do. And I was like, no, this is the path that God set for me, and I have to take it. I wouldn't be the person I am today if this situation wouldn't happen. You know what I mean? Because we all leaned on somebody, and she was a person that I leaned on that I knew my daughter would have been good. You know what I mean? So when that happened, I had to tell her family no, and they kind of resented it. My daughter haven't talked to them since. She probably talked to them one time when she was 5 on the other side. So it is, you know what I mean? She only had, it was only me and my side of the family that she was raised and helped raise, you know what I mean? So that was tough, not having her get to know her other side, because I wanted to raise my own kid, you know what I mean? And they took it as, I don't know what they took it as. I can't think for nobody else, but it wasn't good. You know what I mean? You got a whole grandbaby out here, and you tend to turn your back on her because I figured the best interest was with her dad.
Yeah. And it's you know, when I'm thinking about this, you know, it's just so kind of weird because I think, you know, when we talk about Black men, Black dads, you know, the narrative that you hear most often is like they're not there, you know, and here you are, you know, clearly being very different from what we hear, which is that you are there. You stepped up and you actually took the challenge on of being a single parent.
Yeah, and I think it is Black dads not there, but I have a circle of 5 close friends, and they're heavy heavy. And you know, one of them is Adrian, you know what I mean? And they are heavy in their kids' life. And is not, you cannot allow because emotions to get involved when it's the kid thing. Like, you know what I mean? You hear most dads say, well, the mom don't want me to see the kid. Well, you have to fight, just like you'll fight for anything else. You have to fight for what you want. Eventually, she will get over whatever the situation was, and eventually you'll get over whatever the situation was. Because I was in that same situation. I have a great baby mom, but when the breakup came, she was emotions was high, you know what I mean? And she was like, well, you're not gonna see your kids and this and that and this and that. And I'm still fighting. I have a dialogue that every day I call the same time. I call the same time every day. And the days that she didn't allow me to see allow me to talk to my kids, I write in my email like, sons, I called, couldn't get in touch with you. So I always kept a dialogue just in case, to show them like, dad called you every day. No matter what, I called you every day. You know what I mean? I called you at this time and I called you at that time. And it's kind of funny because when that happened, my 3-year-old, when she answered the phone and my 3-year-old answered my, hey dad, such and such, I was trying to call you, but mom told me no. Like, so that was a smile on my face, knowing that like I did that. Like I put that in him and he knows, like, you know what I mean? My dad is gonna be upset if I don't talk to him. And so, you know what I mean? It's also within you. The black man, we get a bad rap, but we do it to ourselves too. And we have to learn how to fight and not allow. I never get mad about child support because I do that anyway. So if any man's getting mad about child support, that's what you should do anyway. I'd rather have somebody monitoring it than somebody's not. Than saying, at first I took it wrong. You know what I mean? At first, why I do everything for my kid. Why she put me on child support? You know what I mean? But at the same time, I'm like, well, you know what I mean? I know it's coming out, you know, it's done. I don't have to worry about this and that. And I still do extra, you know what I mean? But at the end of the day, we tends to put money over our child and be like, you know what I mean? Why is she putting me on child support? Shouldn't be putting on child support. Why is she doing that? Well, if y'all don't got a good dialogue with each other or good understanding, then I think it's best that it should go that route. Yeah. You know what I mean?
Yeah. So today, because that's, you know, you're doing the, you know, you clearly showing that dads can do it, you know. So what are you doing today?
Today, I'm a operation manager at FedEx. I train women, I train guys, I train athletes. I got a guy that's with the Rams right now, Bobby Trey Brown, played for Texas A&M. I've been working with since he was 15 years old. He just got drafted to them this year, and now he's in the Super Bowl. So it's good time, man. I enjoy watching people achieve goals. You know what I mean? And then it's the competitive spirit in me to saying that I can get this person to that level. You know what I mean? Where you want to be or where he want to be. I have a saying: you give me 1% and I take the other 99. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm. So, and what area are you in? If people want to reach out and find you,
I'm all over DFW, but I reside in Little Am, but my FedEx is in Irving, right off Beltline. So I train at all these gyms over here. So I'm all over the DFW. Okay. You know what I mean?
So, and tell me this, how can people, because I think too, we've talked about a line, your clothing line that's coming up. Because I think that's exciting. You know, can you talk to us a little bit more about that?
It's just at the beginning stage, but it's going to be called the New Age Lifters, the New Age Lifters, and it's going to be for women. It'll probably be Body by NWA. You know what I mean? So women tends to like little stitching and not all big bulky stuff. So that's the thing is going to be on them. But the men is more bulky, more lettering and stuff like that. But I'm putting it all together, and I'm trying. Well, I will be launching in May. I don't like to say I'm trying to do anything. I will be launching in May. So
I hear you. I'm with you on that. So, you know what I think is cool, because you know we could. I'm going to say it again. We can talk all day, but what 3 tips would you give to, I guess, the parents who they've got kids that are in sports, or either maybe even people who just aren't motivated to go to the gym? What 3 tips would you have for them?
for the parents, I would give just start. Just one is just start, and don't look for your kid to be the next LeBron James, the next Michael Jordan, the next this person. Let them figure it out and what they want to do. You know what I mean? Because he might not be good in football. He might be good in basketball. He might not be good in basketball. He might be good in soccer. You know what I mean? And let them figure it out. And the main thing that you need to do as parents is get out and play with them, and get out and toss the ball with them, and get out and kick the ball. You know what I mean? That's the main thing that you need to get out and do. And you'll see if he catch interest. One thing I have learned, man, kids are smarter than we are in a lot of aspects. If you get out and you show them that you're interested in, they tend to follow you. You know what I mean?
That's good stuff.
The thing about the fitness part is staying motivated. And some days I don't want to go. Some days I don't want to get up. But and it's all about who you keep around you. You know what I mean? I'm a person, if you keep positive around you, positive things happen. I met you through a positive friend of mine. You know what I mean? Adrian.
Okay.
So firm believer, I wouldn't be on this platform if I didn't know Adrian and he didn't know you, right? Mm-hmm. So I'm a firm believer. If you be around positivity, positivity happy. You be around negativity, negativity happy. Get people in your circle that do the same thing. And some days I don't want to go to the gym, and I open Instagram and I see Adrian, and I'm like, I go.
Like, you know, that's so funny, because y'all are on a whole different level. I mean, I don't even know like how you even start to get there. But can you tell us a little bit more about like what you're eating? Because I think that's important too. And does what you eat impact how you feel?
I'm a firm believer. Eating is 90% of, if you want to change your body composition, is 90% of what you do. Me, I'm more of a, like, I eat clean, but I'm also more of I do a lot called intermittent fasting. So I only eat in an 8-hour block. I eat from 12 to 8 every day. That's my block I eat. After that, I consume no calories.
What?
I'm up at night, all night working at FedEx, or I'm home sleeping. I fast for 16 hours during the whole day, every day.
Okay. What would you eat? What are you eating?
Me in the morning, my first thing, because I work out early in the morning, so my first meal is at 12. Is normally a protein shake and a banana. After that, I'm more of a veggies. I'm more of a veggies guy, more greens. And then after that, I get me some tuna fish. And I'm not a firm believer that you have to be like a pescatarian. You could eat chicken, you can eat beef. It's how you eat it. You know what I mean? How much do you consume? You know what I mean? Our bodies, when you're dealing with the body, is how much you consume in your body. Like if you a certain person, then you should only have 4 ounces, not have the 12-ounce steak. You know what I mean? Get you the 4 ounce, and cut it in half, save some up for later. Allow your body to break down that food and speed up your metabolism. You know what I mean? So me, I'm eating my fish, my veggies. I'm a veggie. I don't eat no rice. I don't eat too much bread. You know what I mean? I'm not that person. Like people say, oh, you need all these carbs. My body fuels off of no carbs all the time. You know what I mean? I'm perfectly healthy. Somehow I'm here at 16 hours a day, and then and then right after I leave here, I'm going right to the gym. So don't tell me about Well, your body needs this, your body needs that, because I can make my body grow or I can trim it down. It's either one that I wanted to do. Is depends what you want. And then that part of it depends about the weight room and what you're trying to do. If you want to make it grow or do you want to slim it up, that's on you. You know what I mean? When it gets to the weight room.
Wow. So I'm going to ask you this too. How long have you been doing like athletic training? I mean, well, not athletic training, but like helping people to work out physically.
I can say I have a cousin named Tony Sands. He's a guru in Miami, Fort Lauderdale area, and he trains all the big athletes. And he started with me. He started with me and my cousins. And when he got done, he has a book out too about he was a short running back, like 5'5", but he had on all the NCAA rushing records. And when he got done playing, he came back home and he started training us. We was his first clients, right? So it was naturally for him to do that. And I think that what led me to doing it once I got done with sports. When I got done with sports, it was a struggle. When you say it's about athletes, it was a struggle. Like, it was hard to adapt. And people don't understand when you've been doing that since you 5 years old, up until you 21, 22, 23, and when them lights cut off and nobody's screaming anymore, nobody wants your name, nobody's coming to you for something. You know what I mean? I went through a whole year, like I went through a whole year trying to adapt. You know what I mean? It was a struggle. I didn't watch football for 2 years after I was done playing. You know what I mean? And that's a game that took me a lot of places and did a lot of things for me, but I didn't watch it for 2 years. I was so like, when you in it and you don't know. But now looking back at it, hindsight, you just like, golly, I was in depression, really. You know what I mean?
Mm.
And that's because something was took from you. Football was my love, my peace. I felt like once I got on the field, nobody could take nothing from me there. You know what I mean? I can be who I'm truly are. You know, but when it was tough, when it not taken away from me, when it was no longer available for me, it was a struggle. It was a struggle. I was going through some things when that happened. You know what I mean? So that's real. And then you have to try to figure out, how can I get that? How can I look for that back? How can competitive spirit back in me? And I learned. I went home and I worked out. I worked with him for a little bit. He opened his gym up and I was working with him. And me, I always loved helping people. So, you know what I mean? When you come from where I came from, it's only right to give back, right? To people that you see struggling. You know what I mean? So once I did that and he brought me along, I tend to, like, I found my niche. This is what I want to do. You know what I mean? And at times I struggle with it. Like, I didn't have it all together. Like, you instead of trying to figure out things, you're trying to do things. Okay, what area do you want to go in? What this and what, you don't want to be known as, I only do this or I only do that. You know what I mean? I always want to be, I can do it all. It's just, life is about balance. And when you find balance, that's when you find your true self. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Wow, that's good stuff. You know what I was thinking about too is like we talked a little bit about, like, you know, when we see like diabetes and hypertension, like, and that's normal for us to see it. Was it normal for you to see it when you were growing up?
Yeah, it was normal, but you gotta think about it. I don't know everybody's background, but I know where I came from. So I'm gonna speak on where I came from. When you coming from poverty, like, you can't go buy the best chicken. You know what I mean? You have to eat what you have to eat. You have to eat that greasy chicken all the time. You have to eat that hamburger meat. You know what I mean? But it's one thing about it: when you know better, you do better, right? So it's so much. I tell my kids all the time, man, use this internet for what it's really for. Use it to educate yourself. Use it to help you evolve into a better person. You know what I mean? Stop just using it to go watch fights on YouTube or watch this stuff that they just put on here. You know what I mean? This world is filled, to me, is filled up with so much hate. Is really, but that's a whole different another subject. You know what I mean? But let's use what we have. We don't have to go and eat fried chicken every day. We don't have to eat the rice. We don't have to drink all that Kool-Aid that we used to drink. You know what I mean? We don't have to do that no more. You know what I mean? We know the difference on, okay, we can have water. You're supposed to drink 8 glasses of water now. We all educated in these things. We have to eat our greens. You know what I mean? Now, I'm not saying take it away from fried chicken. You can have fried chicken. God, I mean, sometimes I call Adrian, but hey, dude, I'm tasting me some fried food, you know what I mean? But it's far in between, you know what I mean? It's not every day. So when you do that, then one day of fried chicken is not gonna hurt you. You know what I mean? So it's about being consistent at what you're trying to do. You know what I mean? It's not, I tell people that I train all the time, they be like, the word diet is so misused. And I try to get away from that and say, okay, I'm eating clean. Because when you say a diet and they look at your body, be like, why are you on a diet? You know what I mean? So I try to use, I'm eating healthy, or I'm eating clean, you know what I mean? Instead of saying diet, you know? And I'm just being consistent at what I want to do, you know what I mean? And that's what life is about. Those you find that's more consistent at what they do is look at your life around you. You know what I mean? Be consistent at what you do. You know what I mean? If you consistent and eat bad, what you gonna do? And this ain't fat shaming, but you're gonna be a big person.
Oh, wow.
You know what I mean? But some people are consistently doing it. You know what I
Yeah,
mean?
you're right.
And it's sad. I had a cousin. I was just on the phone with my cousin the other day, and she was a great person in my life when I was growing up. Like, she helped out, she brought me school clothes and stuff. And her son died of obesity. I done had 2 family members die of obesity. You know what I mean? And you never know what somebody's going through. That's why I tell my kids, don't ever fat shame, because you don't know the history on what somebody going through. Just like I had something I can venture off to, which was football. But everybody don't have the outlet, you know what I mean? And the things that people go through, you don't know what people going through in their house, you know what I mean? So a lot of binge eating comes from that, comes from depression, comes from that stuff. So the thing is, if you want to help somebody, try to find out what's the mental state first. You know what I mean? It's things that I ask people, and I try to engage them where they mind at. And when I called you and told you, hey, we got to do an assessment. You know what I mean? That's more me talking to you, getting to know you. You know what I mean? And trying to figure out, okay, this is where you want to be, and this is what you want. This internet thing have ruined everybody, because everybody seems like they living a perfect life. Everybody, you know what I mean? It's no more, let's go work hard for anything. It's always, everything is given. I want to go get my body done. You know what I mean? And okay, now I can go get a tummy tuck. I don't have to work out. But the doctor ain't going to tell you that, hey, if you don't work out, you're going to have to go and get another one in this, because that's the money. Me and Adrian talk about this all the time, and I say, you know what I mean? It's a shame that we pay so much for health insurance, but why don't they put gyms inside our health insurance where you get free gym memberships? You know why? Using health, that's the way you make your money, right?
Yep.
Make your money. People being sick, sad to say, but
Yes.
we can help this if we give them an outlet. You know what I mean? Okay, what if we already paying in health insurance? Why don't we say, okay, you can get a gym membership here? If you got health insurance, we could give you a gym membership, or we can give you a discount. Well, gym ain't nothing but $5 for you. You know what I mean? Now you force people, man, I got $5, I can go to the gym. You know what I mean? Some of these gyms are 40, 50 bucks. And I'd rather do something else than go pay 40 and 50 bucks for a gym membership. You know what I mean? some clients, man, some clients, I just want to see win. And I'd be like, hey, if you come, I'm gonna give you this. I know you ain't got that. I just wanna see you win. You know what I mean? God will bless me somewhere else.
Mm-hmm. Wow. Well, you're awesome. I know what you do. I know how you care about people and how you give back, and the whole great dad aspect is really cool. And like I said, it's just so I think it's so important to highlight that brothers are out there, doing great things. Even if we don't acknowledge them, they're out there doing great things.
Yeah.
So I just wanted to be sure that that I see you. I see you.
And I think we get lost in what the media portrayed us to be, because it's bad dads everywhere. In white, black, Mexican, Indian, it's bad dads everywhere. But for some reason, blacks get the worst part of it. You know what I mean? And I know so many black dads that are in their kids' life and doing some great things, and none of that is getting highlighted. You know what I mean? I was just telling my girlfriend the other day, I was like, it's hard for a black man because we can't come home and say something hurts. Are you know what I mean? It's hard when you talking to a black man's state of mind. We have to be so tough, and you wonder why we get angry sometimes, because we can't come home and complain. We can't show emotion all the time. You know what I mean? We have to be this tough guy. We have to be instilled. You know what I mean? So the mental health part of it is big. And sometimes, man, if you have a husband and you know what I mean, just tell him, man, I appreciate you. And that goes long ways. I was just, me and Adrian, one more story. Me and Adrian was talking the other day. I'll say, it's crazy. Like, because we both do this. Like we send our girls, hey, go get lunch. But you know what I mean? It's hard for get a woman to just say, send them $50 and say, go get you a haircut and have you something to eat. You know what I mean? Do that sometime for your black king. You know what I mean? And you can do that one time, man. He's gonna go brag about you all year round. Like, man, baby said, you just time my baby sent me $50, told me to go get a haircut and get me something to eat. And you gotta send it no more than you. I'm telling you, he gonna love it more than anything.
I'm gonna try.
I mean, we don't get that. You know what I mean? I guarantee you watch his smile on his face.
Okay.
Just trying that and saying, hey, love you, appreciate you, go get you a haircut and get you something to eat. You know what I mean? Hey, that's gonna make his world.
Okay. That is so funny. See, you're too much. All right. Well, listen, I know you got things to do, and I appreciate you for just taking time, because I know you're busy, trying to get us all in shape. But I want you to know that, like I said, I see you, and I just love to know that that there are people that are making it beyond the field or beyond the court or beyond loss, because when I think about like athletes leaving the field, leaving the court, that is a form of grieving that we probably don't talk about enough in our community. Right. So I just want to let you know I appreciate you, and I see you, and I love you.
I appreciate it, and I appreciate you allowing me on your platform. It's a great thing, and our circle is small right now. We're gonna build this community up. You know what I mean? Sugar mode. We're gonna do what we have to do. You know what I mean? So that's great. I appreciate everything that you did today, and I love you too. So
all right.
And it's not bad to say I love you.
Just I know. I like to say it. I mean, it's just, I think when you lose somebody, you learn how many times you didn't say it and you needed to say it.
Right.
So yeah.
Love beat hates every day. Every day.
I'm with you. I'm with you. Well, we'll talk soon, okay?
Okay.
All right.
All right.
All right. Thank you.